Welcome to the Hippie Hole. As requested, I'm gonna do a garden tour. My entire backyard is a food forest, so it's not really a garden, so I think I'm gonna have to break it up because A, there's no way I'm gonna fit it into 1 or 3 minutes. Like, that's just not happening. You know what? Let's talk about trees first. Look at this lovely red bud. At the very, front of my entrance, I have this huge red bud, and then there's 2 or 3 other little ones, and it's really pretty in the spring. And then right next to that is my first patch of pawpaws. They're doing really good. Flip you around so you can see. Flowers are pretty much all gone. I don't see, it's been buzzing with flies though, so I think they did a pretty good job of pollinating this year. I'm hoping to get a lot of fruit. Isn't that a lovely patch? I really cleared it out too. We took several of the trees out this year, hoping to get more fruit. They didn't have a lot of space and they didn't fruit much last year, but I think we'll do better this year. Okay, move on. A lot of trees to cover, Hannah. Okay. Cherries. They're doing pretty good. Let's see, we've got, oh, no, that's not good. They've dropped and made a lot of cherry babies. Like, a lot. But that's okay. They're coming along. Back here we've got apples. Oh, that's actually another cherry. Peaches. No fruit yet. Peaches. Apple. The ends, I've got pear. With all the raspberries in the middle. And this big dude, this is one of my favorites. He was here when I moved in. One of the few trees and things that was actually here. This is my male persimmon tree. Let's just look at these lovely little flowers. Love it. Love him. Look, he's thirsty. We're dry. Also, I have baby persimmons pretty much everywhere. I'm just letting them be pretty much everywhere. There's another persimmon patch by the dehydrators and blueberries. Persimmon elders. That's the one I dug out of Joji's yard a few years ago. So that's a family elder. And then all of those elders, I propagated those from sticks. The first bunch was about 5 years ago. The next bunch was 4 years ago, 3 years ago. You can see they kind of get smaller as it goes. Boop. I can't not mention my service berry. She's tiny and I only have one, but damn am I proud of this. Ugh, love it. And then back in the hammock section, we have more pawpaws. There's a few, I think that's hickory. We just call this the woodpecker. We call this the woodpecker tree because you can see how it's got a and it goes all the way. The entire tree is completely full of it. It's pretty cool. All these little guys, these are all pawpaws. This one here is a pawpaw also. This one gives us plenty of fruit. There's also a pawpaw over there that gives us fruit. This one's a pawpaw also. So, yeah, that's the trees. Come on back, I'll show you food next. And then we'll probably look at the weeds. Welcome back to the Hippie Hole. We're at part 2 of the garden tour. We're going to talk about the food part. I mean, all of it's really food, but the traditional crops, you know, tomatoes, onions, that kind of thing. We're going to look at that next. Let me flip you around. I've got tomatoes in these beds and some cabbage. I still got to put that out. That's just, my mom started that in seed, gave it to me. I have so much, I still have things to do. That's okay. I just put my mushrooms right here, and also I started another spot over there. You can't see it. This isn't really food, but I chaos garden some sunflowers here. Lovely. And then I've got beans and cucumbers all along here. And that kind of wraps around to the asparagus. So much bindweed. Oop, almost forgot these. I put tomatoes in over here. I don't usually. More sunflowers, and I got some currants this year for the first time. Super excited about that. I've been wanting currants for a lot of years. And I got 2 of them. Boom, boom. Those are golden. I'm so On the other side of the beans, I've got all this garlic, and I've got hot peppers. These are, I think I've got all jalapenos in here. And then I also have this one little eggplant, because why not? The peas are popping. Got those all along here. And then I got tomatoes on this edge and along that edge. Oh, hold on, I'll go over there. See, tomatoes. Oh gosh, they need to be watered. Got them all along the edge here, along the edge here. Chives and onions. Also, I got my little copper stick in here. Boop doop. And then over here, I've got more garlic. So much fucking garlic. So much garlic. And then more tomatoes. Boop, boop, boop. There, I really just kind of like ran out of space in my tomato section, so I just had to plant them in other spots. And there were radishes over here. Oh, they're still there. Oh, good. Good job, radishes. Oh no, I'm sorry. That's a beet. That's definitely a beet. But I did plant radishes over here. They kind of got overgrown with thistles. That's okay, we'll eat them too. We'll discuss that in part 3. Here's some of my blueberries. I've got like, I don't know, 15 plants. They're not very big, but that's okay. They're doing their thing. I can't even with the black raspberries, the black caps. Oh my gosh, it's gonna like just, oh my god, there's so many. Look at that one. It went over that tree branch and then just kept going. It's wild, and they're full of berries. It's gonna be a raspberry season, like it's gonna be on. Okay, I know I already talked about trees, but just look at these little pawpaws. Look at how cute they are. Gosh dang, they're so freaking cute. They produce food, so still relevant-ish. It's all relevant. It's all relevant. Oh shit! I had just about given up hope on that. Golden oysters. Yeah. I also have these tomatoes, these peas, more garlic, tomatoes, garlic, tomatoes, garlic, tomatoes, tomatoes, and tomatoes. Slightly tomato crazy is what it is. Okay, the last food that I'm going to show you, the second to last food that I'm going to show you is my gooseberry. And last but not least, my strawberries. They're dry. This is in my spiral garden. Whoop. Lilac. Okay, that was most of the food. Come back for part 3. And I'm gonna talk about weeds. My favorite part. Okay, so part 3, we're looking at the weeds. First we looked at the trees, then we looked at the garden food. Now we're looking at my favorite part, the weed foods. Also like medicine and that kind of thing. Gotta start off strong with some bee balm. Look at this bee balm. Let me flip you. Isn't it gorgeous? It's not even flowering yet, and it's already gorgeous. Tasty, good for your stomach, and it's going to be like one of the best pollinators. You go, bee balm. There is absolutely no way I'm going to cover all the weeds, so I'm just going to cover like some of my favorites. Look at my yarrow. Look at oh, it's so lovely. And look at this lovely patch of red clover right here next to it. Bam. Weed. Oh, and yet another one of my very favorites, jewelweed. Fun fact, named my daughter for this plant. That's evening primrose. I also, oh no, my pineapple weed is all dried up. That bed's the worst. Can we just pause and appreciate this planting right here? Just look, so beautiful. So beautiful. And that's a lovely dandy too. And we are growing them big this year. Also, violets, plenty of violets. You can't like not mention a violet. Delicious. Fucking mugwort. This is one of the first things I put in the ground, and I really wish somebody would have said, don't put that in the ground. I use it a lot though, so, you know. Invasive, not native. Actually, it is native. It's just invasive. In this little bucket, I have an accidental Jerusalem artichoke, some nasturtium, more plantain, and some wood sorrel. Oh, that's basil. That wasn't an accident. That was part of the food. I guess I'm going to talk about flowers too, because look at this cut plant. It's like so, it's always so perfectly like pointy and squarish. It's just, Love it. Also, look at my milkweed. Look at her. Okay. So this guy you might recognize, pokeweed. Gonna eat it. Gonna eat it. That's the only reason I've left it. And all this, I kind of let it go too because it's really good for tea making. If you have a runny nose, like Creeping Charlie, it will just dry up a runny nose so quick. My comfrey is heavy and fallen over. That's okay. To be fair, she has put in a lot of work already. Like, she's doing good. So here in my patch of grass, we've got a lot of white clover going on. You can see there's some of the red and it's kind of exploding into the walkway there and expanding. There's also a lot of plantains and dandelions. I've been digging out this grass every year. There's less and less. Oh, and I got some burdocks in here. I'll be digging those up soon to eat their root. I totally talked too much. Part 3.5. So I'm sure some of you guys saw my mess over here and were like, holy crap, that is horrific. But here's the thing, I'm gonna eat everything that I've left behind or turn into medicine, like this wild lettuce. This is more pokeweed. Gonna eat it. And of course I'm gonna eat my thistles. You better believe I'm gonna eat my thistles. Fuck, they're like my favorite. Again, with the sorrel, more dandelion greens, plantain, more tea, so this is all good stuff. All good stuff. Over here and not mention my goose foot, my lamb's quarter. Oh, this is one of my very favorite greens, like for real. I'm sure you've been hearing about it and it lives up to the hype because it's awesome. It's totally awesome. Oh, look at that pokeweed. That one will be berrying soon. I like to let some of them go to berry, like I leave some in my yard because it's a good distraction for the birds. They're like, ooh, plenty of food, thanks. And I'm like, no problem. You eat that up. That'll be berries. Man, everything is so dry. More wild lettuce, some burdock. This is in my garden. Here's my tomatoes right here. I actually left a couple of these in here. This is the daisy fleabane. I pulled it out everywhere else, but you know what? It's just nice to have a couple little flowers, so I left just these guys. Ta-da! Look at my spice bush. It's in prison because I don't trust my dog. I guess maybe I should mention this curly dock just because it's like literally a monster. It's been in this garden, in this spot for 3 years running now. And I do actually use this, oh, sorry, Elder. I use the seed bits here. I crush it and turn it into a flour type substitute. But really what I enjoy the most about this is the leaves are so dramatic. Like when it gets hot, they turn real red and fiery and stuff. And I just love how dramatic it is. So she gets to stay. I dig it out of most places except for here. I got a couple of them over there too, but what ifs. Mock strawberry. I don't love it, but I feel like I should mention it because it's everywhere. Whatever. Make tea out of it. Also, I have onions everywhere. This is just like what I pulled out of my spot when I put my mushrooms in. Everywhere. So, yeah. That was my garden. Thanks for coming. I know I talked a lot. I tried to really keep it to a minimum, but there's so much here. I feel like you just saw the cusp of it. Keep coming back. Love you guys. Bye.